Hello, what's up? This is my first outdoor talk of the year. What's the date? The 10th of January. Hey, you guys, first outdoor talk of the year, and it's interesting. How do I lead into this? I was chatting with a friend this morning, and who I'm really looking forward to spending some more time with. But anyway, what had happened in that chat is we were talking about social media, and and he had what I felt was a pretty strong opinion about social media, although he uses it, and he uses it, because he's got a YouTube channel, and he has a Facebook channel, and he has he uses it, Twitter channel, and but his opinion was that we were being manipulated by social media, and that was not a good thing. And so we had quite a discussion about that, because that, to me, I didn't want to debate whether he was right or wrong and whether that was a good thing or not. Just that being in a position, if you will, kind of a for or against position, takes him out of the game in a way. So when we've made up our mind about something, that this is right and this is wrong, and in this case it was, it's not that serious. It was about social media. But when we've made up our mind about it, well, we have taken ourselves kind of out of the middle ground. And the power is in the middle. The awakening is in the middle. The bliss is in the middle. In the middle ground is now, is presence. So having a discussion about and being aware of what's happening in the world is much different than holding a position of right or wrong. So, and when you think about it, let's talk about on a real personal basis. Somebody says they're going to call us at 6 o'clock on a Friday afternoon, and they don't call. And they don't call all evening, and they don't call all weekend. And we were really looking forward to that call. And watch the mind, because the mind wants to make up a story why they didn't call, and was it right or was it wrong. And so what happens is that takes us out of the moment. Hey Jason, I see you. So just, you guys, if you're there, I can't, I'm on this new iPad or MacBook Air, and I can't see who's watching anymore. Like I used to on the phone, I could say hi, but I can't anymore unless you make a comment. So if all you say is hi David, that would be great, and then I know who's with us today. So anyway, back to this hypothetical situation of the phone call that didn't come, and the story we make up, and by the time we don't know anything, right? We just don't know anything. Joe Blow might have had an accident. We have no idea, but we make up a story. He doesn't like me anymore. He didn't call, or she didn't call, and well, fuck them. By Sunday morning, I don't even want to talk to them. We're not friends anyway, and it all happens in the mind. And when we realize that we don't know anything, might have had an accident, could be dead. We just don't know anything. Why the call didn't come. So we find the middle ground. To be open is the place where we can actually then observe what's happening in the moment. We can be present. We can see the details. We can see others, because we haven't made up our mind about anything. So watch when we get caught, because society really, really likes to have opinions, right? About everything. And I have friends that they're still my friends, even if they have these strong opinions. I don't, I recognize that that's just the way it is. But I have another friend that, is in recovery, and in my opinion is, wanting to live. And I think if, a spiritual way of life, wants to live in the love, wants to be of service, and he is so angry about U.S. politics. Unbelievable opinion about U.S. politics. So just to and I'm amused. Hey, Carla. Hi, honey. Kayla. I'm amused by his anger, because it's hard for him to see and feels justified with it. It's like, this is so wrong. And again, what do we know? It would seem obvious, but what do we know? We don't. So see if we can find the middle ground on everything. The fact has been proven over and over and over and over again. If you're any more than 6 years old, you know that things have happened in your life that you thought were the worst thing that could ever have happened. Oh my God, this is terrible. And then, 3 months or 3 weeks or 3 years later, however long it takes, you're like, oh my God, that was the best thing. That was the best thing. That changed my life. I'm so grateful that happened. So it just, haven't you had that? Do you know what I'm talking about? Sure you do, so just watch and know that we don't know. Know that we sometimes think we know, but we don't know. Okay, you guys? That's the deal. Find the middle ground. What do we know? So to let go of attachment, sometimes we'll find a story like the whole country music business wouldn't exist if it weren't for, our belief that somebody done us wrong, right? The whole thing would not exist. Country music seems, for the most part, sorry you guys, but to be about, truck won't start, dog won't bark, wife won't cook breakfast. I mean, it's all based on, the blues. Oh, let's talk about the blues. I got the blues. Again, we sing praises to the problem, and we're invested in it. We want to live in it. We want to say, yeah, you didn't have my life. If you had my life, you'd feel like this. And so we jump into or dive into self-pity, and we hold on to the story, right? So those are the, just to find whatever it is. This is a level of consciousness. This is a higher level of consciousness. Okay? Just watch this in yourself. If you want to defend your position in the area of right or wrong or good or bad, if you have a position, watch that position keeps you out of the moment. Keeps you either in the past or in the future. You're not here. You're holding on to this is right and this is wrong. And in the moment when we're here, where Eckhart Tolle says, all power is in this moment, that our connection with universal intelligence, with God, with grace, with bliss is now. Why would we want to hold on to a story? Somebody done me wrong story, right? And defend it. I believe that, in my experience, actually, in the 12 steps, every single example that it gives us in the 12 steps, it suggests that we pray to have them removed. So if we're angry at somebody, we've made up our mind that somebody's really screwed with us, and we're angry with that person, we pray. We say, God, save me from being angry. Show me how I can make a difference in this person's life. Maybe this person's not well. you know. And the same with fear. When we have deep fears, you know, any fear, we'll say, you know, God, please remove my fear. Again, show me how I can serve. And so all selfishness, you know, we ask to have it removed. And everything, though, is towards, then pointed towards service. And how can I make a difference? So that's the recipe for everything. I know. You know, that would put a lot of therapists out of business. I'm sorry. That would put a lot of therapists out of business. But it's not likely to, because not that many of us really want to live that. We think that, you know, the complicated solution is what we need, when the truth is that maybe we don't need the complicated solution, right? Maybe we can just ask to have it removed. We can sit and meditate. You know, if we're feeling depressed, you know, recognize that depression is like repressed anger. And anger always ties back to a story. Somebody done me wrong. Hey, the crows are here. And the magpies. I feed the magpies. I feed them all, actually. It's kind of, and the birds too. The little ones. Beautiful, eh? Okay, that's it. You know, position. Why? Let's let it go. Just, you know, practice. Being present. You know, and practice watching each moment. We'll talk about another thing that we can talk about later, not today, but, you know, is when we're trying to impress. You know, again, it comes from a position, but the position often is that we're not good enough. I know that doesn't seem like a position, it seems like an affliction, right? But no, it's a position. And we can have it removed. And we can see moment to moment when it comes up. I remember my teacher, Paul Lowe, years ago, and I so wanted his attention, you know, and to be close, and you know, and I felt really clumsy around him in that, you know, because I had him on a bit of a pedestal. Well, I had myself in the pit, is what I did. And when I put myself in the pit, it had him in the pedestal. And you know, we're all beautiful, and yet we can't see that if we're holding on to the story. Okay? Okay, well, that's it. We're going to read a little bit, like we do. Nice being outside, isn't it? Just for me, anyway. And I went to get a COVID test this morning. The cough was for effect. I went because one of my sponsees had got tested positive. So I went. So I'm kind of quarantining in the moment. I'm down for the count for some days. The test should come back tomorrow, but even then I'm going to quarantine for a while. And I'm even wearing a mask in the house, you know. Anyway, so who knows? It's bound to happen. Like, I don't generally spend a lot of time with people these days, but have been out with sometimes with sponsees, because you know, I think that's important. That's frontline work, and you know, a lot of people in the mental illness, the mental wellness field, the mental, you know, with addictions and alcoholism. More people have died in Alberta since the beginning of COVID from overdoses and addiction-related suicides, and than by far, way more than from the COVID thing. But we're numb to it. We don't see it, you know. But it's happening all around us, and a lot of the work that's done in that field is done by volunteers. You know, we have a safety net, a volunteer safety net in the 12-step world, you know, to help people to see themselves and to wake up and to, to recognize that they're not alone, and to love them into healing. And so, many of us are still out, dealing with and seeing those people, and that can't stop. I don't think it can stop, and it isn't for me a luxury. It's a necessity. That's also how I, stay present, stay awake, is helping others. Okay, enough of that. January 10th, thought for the day from this book I've been reading from a long time, 24-hour day book. I started though reading it online in May, and done many of them out here in the backyard, and so it's nice to be here. Okay, January 10th, thought for the day. When we were drinking, it says, because it's focused, it's kind of has an AA focus. Most of us were full of pride and selfishness. Yes, we were. We believed we could handle our own affairs, even though we were making a mess of our lives. Yes, we were. We were very stubborn and didn't like to take advice. No, we didn't. We resented being told what to do. Yes, we did. To us, humility looked like weakness. But when we came into the 12 steps, into the A and NA and CA, and GA and OA, and on A, but when we came into the 12-step world, we began to be humble. We began to be humble. And we found out that humility gave us the power we need to overcome. Because humility brings us into the moment, right? Humility brings us into the present moment, where the power is. Have I learned there is power in humility? Yes. Humility is really what my whole talk today has been about. Basically, humility says, I don't know. I don't have a strong opinion on anything because I don't know. I don't know what's best for me I don't know what's best for me, so I certainly can't know what's best for you, or you, or you, or you. So let's let go of those strong opinions. Meditation of the day. I will come to God in faith, and He will give me a new way of life. This new way of life will alter my whole existence. The words I speak, the influence I have, they will spring from the life within me in the moment. Yes, I see how important is the work of a person that has this new way of life. The words and the example of such a person can have a wide influence for good in the world. Neat. And certainly this man got that. He wrote this book who, millions of people have benefited from this little book that's been around since the late 40s, early 50s. Okay? Prayer for the day. I pray that I may learn the principles of the good life. I pray that I may meditate upon them and work at them because they are eternal. Yes. Isn't that beautiful? Let's meditate for a couple of minutes. You want to join me? Just going to drop in and, use the breath a bit. And I'm just going to drop in. Are you game for a little time? Just, yeah. Now, when I meditate, I close my eyes, but you don't have to. You can do whatever you want with that. It's totally up to you. But for me, when I close my eyes, I'm less likely to be in the outside world, where I can be distracted. And I'm more likely to be able to drop inside. As I say this, I recognize, though, that there's no separation between the inside and the outside, and that it is all one. So, just go to your breath. Breath is a nice vehicle into the moment. And And know that as we surrender all things, we're left in the now. We don't actually have to try to go to the now. We just let go of everything and we're there. We let go of everything and we are one. We let go of everything and we are love. It's our natural state. So there's nowhere to go. We're already there. Just when we're holding position, we're holding story, when we have an attachment to an identity, then we're in that identity, we're in that attachment, we're in that position, and we're not here. So with the meditation, we're going to let go of all of those things. Any idea that you have of who you are, just leave it behind. There is no you in that sense. That's just a construct. There is no you outside of this moment. And in this moment, there's no you. Just know that you're not your mind, you're not your thoughts, you're not your body. Okay. Just come back when you're ready. Wow. That was beautiful. Thank you. So if you're on the search, if you will, or wanting to become more aware, I have a few authors I suggest. Dr. David Hawkins. Hawkins is amazing. Eckhart Tolle, of course. Muji, Ram Dass, Alan Watts. Lots of those guys are on YouTube. And I'd love it if you'd subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you. It's on Valley and Beyond on YouTube. Project Awakening. Thank you. Okay, you guys. Love you, love you. Love you lots. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Oh, I'm going to do my first interview tomorrow of the year, and did a lot of interviews last year, and I have a list of people, and if you have any thoughts on who you'd like to have me interview, it really just interesting people that have consciousness as a high value, if you will, or or on the path. All of these things don't really describe people, but anybody that you think you'd like me to interview, or if you'd like to be interviewed, if you have a YouTube channel and we want to support that for you, send me the link. And so tomorrow, I think around 4, I'm going to interview Simon. Simon's this amazing meditation teacher who had a personal experience of awakening when he was not looking for it. It just boom, and beautiful man. So I've interviewed Simon before, and looking forward to it again. I may post his interview from the past on Facebook today for a YouTube interview to just give you a bit of a look at who he was a year ago. Okay, love you guys. Cheers.